This video focuses on the chart of accounts in QuickBooks Online, as well as importing the chart of accounts into a QBO file. And if you know how to import the chart of accounts into a QBO file, then you'll be able to import the other lists that we support, like customers, vendors, and products and services. So you'll find the chart of accounts either on the left under Transactions, Chart of Accounts, or under the gear icon where your company operations are, Settings, Chart of Accounts. Either way, it'll bring you to basically the chart of accounts, and then you can either run a report on it or go into the register, and we'll take a look at the register. Now I'm going to click on New here just to show you what types of categories we support for your chart of accounts. Be very similar to the desktop. The only account type we don't have would be the contra account. So I have accounts receivable, other current assets, bank, fixed asset, other assets, AP, credit card, other current liabilities, long-term liabilities, equity, income, other income, COGS, expenses, and other expense. Those are the types. Now, once you choose a category type, different from desktop, is that there's a detail type as well. For when QBO was first created, we were considering the small business owner who might not know which expense account to create, which type of expense account. So if this was, say, entertainment, then it's, then you name it, and that's the detail type. Now, the detail type will only matter when you're importing, and it'll also only matter when you're trying to merge two charts of accounts. And you can look for another video on the QuickBooks University on merging chart of accounts or merging lists. In order to merge them, they have to have the same detail type within the actual category type. Okay. Now you can make chart of accounts inactive if you want to. That's quote unquote deleting them. You can't really delete a list element out of QuickBooks Online, but you could, click delete and it'll delete the account. And then really that's just going to make it inactive. If you click on the baby gear here and go down to include inactive, we will see that account that I deleted. And on reports, sometimes it'll show deleted in parentheses. And then you can just go ahead and make it, active again. So it's pretty easy to create chart of accounts. You've seen the different types and the detail type we explained, as well as how to make them inactive. Let's just go in and check out a register, right? So typically the order is going to be, happy to sad accounts, right? So got my checking account. I'm going to click view register. And here is the register, and I can choose to show the running balance too. You might want that, or to choose to show it in one line if you like. And if you want to add a few other columns like reconcile status or class or location, you can also make it compact as well. And I'll go back to 2 lines as we're probably used to, and this would be the register. And then you can drill into a transaction from here. And if you have, I have many pages, so I just click next. So I have a lot of accounts there, as well as you can filter to find things in the register. No matter what account you're in, you can go to the register and then just go back to chart of accounts. It's pretty much chart of accounts. You'll find them on transactions, obviously. If we were to go to, say, a check, there will be an account field, right? And this is where you'd go and find the chart of accounts, and you can even do quick type. See, I did the PRO, and it's going to bring me everything with a PRO in it, kind of nice way to find it. And you can add lines for your chart of accounts. So, this check will obviously debit this expense or cost of goods sold and credit, the other chart of account here, the asset account. All that is available with, QuickBooks Online. It's double entry accounting, something credited, something debited, even behind the scene. Now, before we go to import, there's even, accountant, chart of account reports, like the account list for one. Obviously, all the financial reports will be looking at accounts, but here's your account list report, if you will. Another great accountant report would be the transaction detail by account. You can filter it really well, and of course, you can include the splits. So, chart of accounts, obviously a backbone of QuickBooks Online. It breathes in and throughout the whole system. So how do you import them? Click on the gear icon, import data. And then, like I said, you can import customers, vendors, and other things, but you just click on chart of accounts. And I do suggest that you download the sample file. So you just click download and then open it up so you can see the columns you'll have. And you can actually use this. We'll get rid of this because I'm just going to go ahead and import this back in. But it's account number, name, type, and detail type. There's that detail type we talked about before. So I'm actually going to go ahead and import this one. So before you import a list, whether it's chart of accounts or customer, make sure you close the spreadsheet first once you have it. And then just click Browse. And I'm going to go to the desktop, and there is my sample chart of accounts. It gives you a little preview. Click Open. I'm going to bring it in. Something critical to point out. Importing the chart of accounts will not overwrite the existing chart of accounts in the file. It's just going to add them to it, right? So this is something you'd either do right at the beginning, or you're just adding a few others to the chart of accounts as you go. Okay, this is not something you're going to be doing all the time. Once you have the chart of accounts set up, then I suggest running a balance sheet and profit and loss just like the Sleater group does, even before there's any transactions in there, just so you like how they line up on reports, right? You can have sub-accounts as well and things like that. So I got the spreadsheet, click Next. Map the fields, which it already does and checks it off, right? There are some other options, but really there's only 4 or 5 columns, so 4 columns, and then there's a no match, so click Next. And then 4 records were uploaded. And now you can even put in an account number if I want, and then import. And the accounts were successfully imported, and that's how you would import other lists as well. And again, transactions chart of accounts, or from the gear icon, chart of accounts.